Are the Evanston tunnels haunted?
Perfect.
Many towns and cities across this country have tunnels running underneath their streets. They're often the subject of wild rumors, folklore, and suspicion.
So here in our small town of Evanston, we have tunnels that go under our downtown. There's some out at the state hospital, which, by the way,
I've been to those. My friend Cindy works there, and I'm like, please get me in to see them. And she's like, why would you want to? I'm like,
I know.
oh, please, I want to see them.
I don't, like, the state hospital itself, the old part is scary enough, but to go under the tunnels,
So exciting.
well, no.
My dad's been in there.
Has he?
Yeah, I've never been. I want to go so bad.
I do think I would want to go, but not really. Like,
We need to talk to Alta, get an in.
yeah, oh my gosh, I don't know. Super jumpy, super scared. I don't know. It would really probably pretty hysterical to watch me in there, because
Yeah. Have you been to the train tunnels?
the Chinese tunnels, those ones. So I think I've been in high school, but I don't really remember. Again, probably because I was a little too scared to go, so I don't know. Or maybe I've blocked out the memory because I was so scared. Maybe next Halloween.
Yeah, maybe next
We
time.
could go to all of them.
Gosh, it's terrifying. Let's not commit to that.
Yeah.
Around the town, I mean, it's just kind of well known if you've grown up here
Yeah.
that there's these, kind of creepy tunnels. Some people who are new here to town, they have no idea.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think everybody just doesn't even think about it anymore, unless you have one of those residing under your business. Like, I can't imagine being a business owner downtown and knowing that was under my business. I would be terrified. And I actually used to work in a business downtown. Actually, the place we're going, I used to work there, and I have been alone in that building, and it is
At night.
at night alone. Not fun. Not fun. I have stories.
So I used to work at the, it used to be the old East Grade School that they have renovated.
Okay.
And so when I worked there, it was Youth Opportunities Unlimited and the City of Evanston Drug Court. So we shared that building. And now ECDC and the Boys and Girls Club own it and share it. But there were some scary things that happened in that building too.
Are there tunnels that go that far?
No, there's not tunnels,
okay.
but the building itself. So there's the new part and the old part, because they added on to the old building and the new part. And oh my gosh. There is a little girl ghost, they say there, and some people have seen her.
Oh my god. This is so scary. There is a ghost hunter lady that lives, I think, in Ogden, who comes to our town because it's so haunted.
At the state hospital, I think they've been in that building. I can't even think of the other ones, but if I ever had to go in there at night, like on that side, I would just be like, oh my gosh. I would turn on all the lights and just kind of hurry in and out of there as quick as I could. I would try not to look around, and I would be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I'm fine. I am fine. Don't worry about me. I think they've said that there is a teacher, but I can't remember if it's a female teacher or a male teacher. I think a female teacher who haunts that place, and a janitor, I think.
What?
Yes. And the little girl ghost. She must have been a student there.
Yeah.
We had a scary thing happen at our work the other day, which is kind of an older building as well, but not that old. But sometimes I swear to you, there's ghosts in there too. We were in this room and the light switch turned on and off, on and off, on and off. And we thought it was one of our students who likes to do that. And so after a minute, I went out and he was not there. So I thought, okay, he's hiding somewhere because he thinks he's so funny. And so I go out to the parking lot and his car was not there. And I was like, and I had to flip the light switch because the light was off. So I had to flip it on So it's not like the lights turned off or on.
Yeah.
But I will say, there's a part of the building that's not ours. And there is a light switch over there. So we think maybe they were over there flipping it, and it probably doesn't do anything on their side, you know? So they're like, oh, this light switch doesn't work. What does it go to?
It's like Clark with his Christmas lights.
Yes. Or Friends. Help BB, they're turning the light. And she's like, look, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, I lost it.
Oh, that's so good.
So I'm not sure.
I used to have an art studio over there in the old post office.
Oh, no.
And I was there at night.
No.
All the time. Yes.
No.
And they have the old percolating type registers, you know, like the heating thing. And they have like AA meetings and stuff below. Like,
yes.
And so you hear people and you hear voices and you're like, okay, it's got to just be, it's got to be that.
them.
It's not someone roaming these halls, some ghostly ghoul. I mean, that place at night.
No, that is
not
another
a fun place.
Or the old town hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go in there in the daylight
Mm-hmm.
to the businesses, but that's all.
Gosh.
Oh, scary. What do you think, Pete? Yeah, he's pretty quiet.
He is
He's
very quiet.
Pretty scared.
So, as Halloween approaches, we thought it would be fun to investigate the tunnels.
The ones that run under the town.
Yes, those ones. Because the other ones I really do feel like are maybe a little too scary for me. I don't even watch Halloween movies. I'm so scared. So, I'm not able to go with you, which is very sad. And probably sad for everyone else too, because
It would be great.
I would be
it would be
hysterical,
like
I'm sure.
an Ellen scary thing.
Yes, haunted house kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens while you're there and to learn more about it. Your friend Cindy may come with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might be. We'll see if Cindy can come.
Yeah.
Don't let me down, Cindy. I don't want to go alone.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Evanston, Wyoming was founded in 1869 by the Union Pacific Railroad. Shortly after its founding, they built a tunnel system that began at the old power plant, which was roughly around the area that the recycling center is now. They plumbed these tunnels under the town to heat the town by using forced steam air. During the years of Prohibition, bootleggers used the tunnels to smuggle their whiskey and evade law enforcement. These days, the tunnels have all been blocked off by business owners. However, there are no known maps of the tunnel system. No one knows how far they go or exactly where they go. So no one really knows for sure if all of the tunnels are blocked off. We suspect that the tunnels end under the old portion of the Uinta County Courthouse, and those tunnels have been blocked off. But like I said, we don't know if that's where it all ends. One thing we do know is that the tunnels ran underneath the businesses on Main Street. And one of the businesses was a business called the Golden Rule, which was in business from 1909 to 1913. In 1913, J.C. Penney took over the Golden Rule, and they were in business until 1998. The next owner of the building was a man named James Bond, and he turned the building into Bear River Brewing. In 2006, the building changed hands again. This time it went to Travis Martinez, owner and operator of Suds Brothers Brewing. Suds Brothers has a small portion of their tunnel still intact, and the rumors around town say that this place is seriously haunted.
So Suds Brothers is kind of the rock and roll place to come in town. If you want to have a good time, it's a great family-friendly place, as well as a place to gather with your friends. I'm here with my friend Cindy, who is graciously filled in for Gina because Gina's not able to be here today. And we're here at Suds Brothers with Travis, our good friend. How long have we been friends, guys? 34 years or something? Well, you've known him longer than I have even.
Yeah. Since 85 or late, 84, 85.
Yeah, so we've known each other forever. And yeah, we're here. Thank you so much for letting us come and find out about this ghosty place. What is the history behind this building? You got this around 2006 or so, and then opened in 2007. What's the past history of this building?
So I know the place was established in 1909, and since then we've had, several wars, whatnot. But I know one significant story, and that was there was some type of a train wreck, and they didn't have anywhere to store bodies, right? So they took it over in the old town hall, which at that time was a jail. It was a jail. It was a jail cells, whatnot. And I feel like that was. It makes me feel like that's kind of the situation, right? The historical railroad workers from China came in, and I know there was a lot of deaths that happened.
Oh yeah.
Through them, and whether it was a massacre, I know I'm getting into the Rock Springs stuff, but I know there was some in Evanston and Uintah County.
We had that whole Chinese village burned down,
right,
at one point, which was
Chinese
a significant thing. And then we also have those, what they call the Chinese tunnels, the railroad
The ones out
tunnels.
Wasatch, out I-80. That is the creepiest place I have ever.
Okay, so you've been there? I haven't been
been
there. I've
there.
always been too big of a chicken. You've been in it?
One
Are
of-
they blocked off yet? Or
One
no?
of those things you used to do in high school
I know, but I didn't go because I was
after
too
like
chicken.
a football game.
You didn't do that?
You go.
I didn't.
out
I was
and
too
walk
chicken, you guys.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, it's been 100 years, right? So anything could happen. There's a lot of history that we need to uncover.
When I went to the museum, it was shocking that they didn't have any information on the tunnels. There's no maps, nothing.
Almost like they didn't exist.
Yes, and I thought, well, how is this? I mean, we've all heard of the tunnels. How is it that they have not? They didn't excavate it. They haven't done anything. There's got to be something to that. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be at least sections of this tunnel that still exist, like under the railroad station or something, because it had to be plumbed from the recycling center.
I know
all the way
over
there.
in Home Decor, Alex works there.
Oh.
And when she was working there, she would have to go downstairs into the basement area to get boxes and stuff, and she hates going down there.
Do they have a
It's-
tunnel under there?
Yes, it's creepy. There's the whole big draft
Oh, they do
that
have a
seems to
tunnel?
come from nowhere. Yeah,
Okay, and so is their tunnel blocked?
that I don't know. I don't know if it's like concrete blocked off or if it's just like some kind of a door. Or, I
No,
don't
see, J.C.
I don't know.
Penney's when I
haven't been
worked
under
here, it was just a gate, kind of a thing. What is it now?
there. It's brick.
It's you mean the tunnel? What does it look like right now? So it goes under the alley, and the utilities are exposed, the water line, the sewer line, right? And then if they would allow, you can get up into what used to be Michael's, or the Pink Elephant, right? You can probably go through there. I mean, I don't know how
Wow.
they got it blocked off, but
Yeah, I've heard Blythe Fargo has several tunnels under their building because it's such a big building, and they have put boulders
Oh.
or something to
Oh,
block
really?
it off.
Really?
thought
I learned that from the
I thought
museum,
everything
they
was
said.
blocked off except for this area, but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. See, and that's the thing. If you guys know, let us know in the comments. We want to hear. Yeah. So way back in the 80s, I used to work here when it was J.C. Penney's. And I have experienced some pretty creepy stuff in this place. I mean, it's haunted. It's haunted.
What did
swear.
you experience?
So I've gotten sick here before when I was alone. My manager left. I was stocking shirts, and suddenly I felt really cold, and my head started hurting. My back was hurting really bad, and so I had to wait for him to get back. I couldn't just abandon the store. So when Rick got back, I had to call my dad because it was wintertime. I couldn't, drive my little Mustang. So my dad came. He picked me up. I got home and I just started barfing. Yeah, I barfed all over, and then I was fine. Like it was just weird. And there's cold spots. Have you noticed there's cold spots
Oh
here?
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And the bathroom. Now I heard that during the whole time when you guys were closed, that Courtney made you remodel that bathroom. Because it was
Yeah.
a nasty bathroom back in the day.
She made us do a lot of stuff, which we did.
That's awesome.
And Lisa too. Lisa and Courtney got together and they kind of dictated what was going to happen here. So
That needed to
it was
happen.
good. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We needed like the girls mentality
Yes.
here, right?
Yes, it needed to happen big time. That bathroom was bad. But there's cold spots around here, and it's kind of creepy. So anyway, what are some things you guys have had around here
Well,
that you've experienced?
we've had some significant issues with sounds and vibrations, and the servers that would experience their aprons being taken off, right? Like
Really?
they'd be walking, carrying food, and then boom, somebody pulls, yanks the apron. Didn't really think much of it until the stories kept coming and coming and coming, and then we started trying to notice a little bit more. As far as me not really truly believing at that time, I thought it was just kind of, gibberish and whatnot. And then I would be working late, and I would hear sounds. I would hear footsteps up and down the aisle downstairs, and I would be thinking, like, for instance, what was it, maybe 2 months ago, when we had that snowstorm, that windstorm. So it rained so much that we had to get all the water off the roof because it clogged up. So it left me here with a pump on the roof for all night long. And while I'm up doing that, I'd come down to my office and figure out, what I'm doing the next day. I'm just working, right? And then I would hear footsteps downstairs, up and down the main aisle. And I'm thinking, what? I thought the employees left. They're gone, right? Everything's locked up. I locked it up. So I thought they were messing with me because they knew I was going to be here late. So I'd go downstairs and there's nobody. And then while I'm downstairs, I would hear the footsteps upstairs, and mostly in my office. So then I run back upstairs, and I still at this point thinking that they're messing with me, but it's got that really compartmentalized hair standing up, like at this point I'm spooked, right? And I come up the back way, and I'm shaking my head like the Blair Witch Project, what's going on here? And I walk in the office, there's nobody, and then I heard footsteps downstairs again. So at that point, I just went and I turned on all the lights, and I opened up the back door, and I just had to man up and go, okay, I get it. The stories are true, which the stories are that we've had a couple or a few ghost hunter companies come in here.
Really?
Right, where they set up, I want to say 8 monitors, big screen monitors, and they have all the technology to do heat,
Like the infrared
sounds,
cameras and stuff.
all that throughout this whole building. And I'm just kind of walking around going, wow, this is pretty crazy, right? Like, I guess people really believe in this stuff. Because I just really didn't.
Yeah.
And they all came back with the same, the results. The analogy is there are 3 ghosts here. There's one old cowboy, like a really super old cowboy, that hangs out by the boiler downstairs, and he just stays there, wants to be left alone. Super nice, very kind, but just doesn't want to be bugged. And then there's another cowboy who walks upstairs in the kitchen, and then to kind of upstairs around this area. It just kind of goes back and forth, but never leaves that situation, and he's nice. And there's a little girl that runs up and down stairs all over the place, and very playful, mischievous, and significantly spooking people that believe in it, right?
Okay, I seriously have the chills right now.
Yeah, okay. So that
I have to tell you the story. Since Travis lives so far out of town.
See, this is why we need you mic'd up.
I know.
Yeah.
But they, I'm on the list for the sheriff's department. If something were to happen, they call me. And I got a call from the sheriff's department one night saying they got a call, an anonymous call, saying that someone saw a little girl in the window downstairs and wanted me to come and unlock so they could check the building because there was a little girl locked inside.
Wow.
So all these stories, it's like people are just messing with us in my mind, right? Because I've been here, for 13 years, and working around the clock. I mean, it would not be uncommon that I'd be here at 4 o'clock in the morning doing calculations or whatever I'm doing up up in my office, and I would hear stuff. I mean, bam. What could that be? Like a chair falling off, right? Off a table downstairs. Like, so I run downstairs, and there's just nothing. And then you would always hear footsteps. You would always hear knocking. And pretty soon it just became to my analogy was it's just an old building until really recently.
Yeah.
And now I truly believe that everybody's right. This place has got some stuff going on.
So does the little girl tend to go everywhere, or does she have an
Everywhere.
area?
She doesn't go to the basement. She's up here and
Social, right?
Usually in the dining area, not in the kitchen area, but in the dining area and up here.
Yeah.
Well,
Cemented.
Jeff says that there's always been talk that the Strand's haunted. Always. He doesn't remember a time
Yeah.
where people didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, they just go back and forth between the businesses.
Yeah.
Go watch a movie.
Well, and that's
have
the
some
thing.
dinner.
Well, we have our 3 ghosts, and I remember when we first bought this place in 2006, I believe, and it was a mess. It needed a lot of cleaning up, and I'd come here and make a plan. What am I going to do? And I'd walk through the kitchen, and I would just have this eerie feeling. And I'm not a scaredy cat, right? I'm like okay with stuff. Well, I would get the hair standing up at the back of my neck, and it was just in this one area that I could not walk through unless somebody else was with me, and it blew me away. Like I was scared. I mean, there was a situation where I turned on all the lights in the whole building, and I just
that's
left.
funny.
I just left and didn't come back.
So that used to be the stock room where they kept shoes.
The kitchen?
Is where the kitchen is.
Oh.
For JCPenney's.
Oh yeah.
And so when people would try on shoes, I had to go back and find their size. And let me tell you, I have never been a faster reader in my life. I'm like trying to get the shoes, run out, because it's creepy. It was.
So you felt something.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There, and kind of in the corner over here, downstairs. In this, like, it would be the equivalent kind of by your office there.
Yep.
And in the bathroom area, like there, and of
I
course
remember
downstairs.
JCPenney's
I
well.
have
I remember it very
been downstairs a few times,
Yeah.
and you could feel wind. Like you could
get these
feel
drafts,
actual
the
wind.
Weird.
Everything's shut,
Yeah.
but there's wind coming through there,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm out of here.
When we closed down for COVID, it was time for me. I went through this whole building up inside the attic space and the crawl spaces, whatever, really for the first time. And incidentally, we found some JCPenney's boxes of like Christmas decorations and whatnot, which we displayed downstairs. But it got to be so tight and weird, and I got in this little maze that I didn't know where I was at. And I had to have Lisa come up and say, Marco, follow. Like, I had to follow her voice to get out of where I was in the roof, and it was scary. It was bizarre. Well, since then, we're hearing like footsteps up in here. And most recent is I was in my office, and I don't know if it was you, I with Lisa, I don't know if I ran downstairs and talked to her, but I'm like, is somebody up in the rafters? Like, is somebody in the attic right now? And she's like, what? Like, nobody knows how to get up there. I'm like, no, somebody's right above me right now. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have time for this. I'm busy. And I'm like, no, man. Please listen to me. She's like,
That's
right?
hilarious.
But I was, I got scared.
Have you guys seen? There was a photo going around the internet for a while of a ghost sitting at a chair. Like people were at a table and they got a picture taken.
From here?
Yeah, it's actually.
It's a little girl. She's in a high chair.
I can find it for you
Yeah.
in 30 seconds.
Yes, send it to me or something.
Yeah.
Text it to me or
The one
something.
that Grandma Chris posted.
That's the one, I think. Yeah. So there's a child that's sitting at a table, and then behind them is a silhouette of
That's a girl.
what appears to be a little girl.
It's a child, yeah.
And, and me as being the skeptic, I'm thinking, oh, that,
Double
Photoshop,
exposure,
that's like
something,
whatever. Don't mess with me. But now I'm going, what if?
Yeah, especially because Lisa was just talking about how the police were called because there was a child seen here in the windows after hours.
Yeah.
That is something that kind of goes hand in hand. Kind of scary.
So you said you have 3.
3 ghosts.
Do they have names? And did you give them their names, or like how did that come about?
The nickname for the guy in the kitchen that kind of goes up and down, the cowboy, call him Marlboro Man. And I guess they just like, the girls like to think about that because, you know, he might be a handsome fella, right? That just
he have a real face?
that means no harm, and he's just a cowboy. It's be like, hey, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
maybe you can kind of create the persona you want, right?
Sure.
And as far as the guy, the old guy downstairs, I kind of feel like everybody is just kind of like, still feels like it's a unspoken rumor in a way, like I ain't going downstairs type
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah,
And,
our servers go down together. There's always 2 people. Yeah.
and what about the girl? Did
We just call her the little girl.
this? Yeah, just call the girl, the little girl.
Well, I think
The-
it helps to
the little girl
create these
ghost.
personas so that
Yeah.
you can cope with it because you have to deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
If it was something where, once a year kind of thing, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with this on a regular basis, it becomes
Yeah.
something where you have to live with it. So just name them,
Totally.
make the best of
Yeah.
it, and make it kind of a game almost,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because you got to deal with it.
Well, you get over that hump of being scared into a
Right.
perspective of like, this is what it is, and it's kind of cool. And
Yeah.
then you can do it with a smile on your face, be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Right?
like, usually we'll just be like, I'll go downstairs and be like, hey, I'm just grabbing this.
Yeah.
I'm just grabbing this.
Say hi to him.
Well, and now
Talk
that
to 'em.
now that they're kind of known about, like people know that they're there, you guys have accepted that they're there. They're probably not having to make their presence as known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they're having to like be, hey, I'm here, and make a big comeuppance, and make a big scene because you already know they're there. You've accepted they're there. They're not going to be as troublesome, I would assume.
Yeah.
They're going to be maybe pranksters a little bit, clearly, but
There's-
not as.
There's one more story that I'm gonna talk about.
Oh yeah,
That's,
please do.
I want to say like 2008 or 9. Somebody had thrown a rock through the window. I had,
Oh, wow.
Like, vandalism, and it just shattered the window. So it wasn't going to get fixed for a day and a half. So I ended up coming right here actually and staying the night by myself. And like I said, I think it was like 2009. So I didn't really understand the enormity of the situation I was in, right? And at that point, I don't know if I made it up in my mind, but there was something cooking downstairs. I could smell the bacon cooking, and of course the footsteps were rampant. And I had a dog at the time, so I thought it was the dog, but I looked over and the dog was right next to me, So that was kind of really
Yeah.
my very, very first, okay, yeah, this is,
Something's going on.
something's going on, yeah. And I had to, compartmentalize that into into something scary, like, something like from not this world, and accept it. My mom's a huge believer. She's been trying to, put it in my head for a lot of years. So I'm like, Mom, you're right. You're right. Something's up.
So,
But you guys should try to stay the night here one night, all night long.
No.
well, that's okay.
No, no.
Pass. Is the little girl the only one that tends to interact with people? Like you said that the surfers have had their apron strings tugged on. And are you figuring that it's probably the little girl that's doing that? Or are you thinking it might be the upstairs cowboy?
We had an old POS system that we used to use, and all the time, like, stuff would get rung up randomly. Like, and every day for like a week straight,
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, every day for a week straight, I had like a Chardonnay show up and I didn't ring it in. A Chardonnay show up and I didn't ring it in. So finally, Saturday night, I was like, you know what? So I just got a wine glass and I filled it with some Chardonnay, and I got a dry erase marker and I marked it. And I came in Sunday morning and it was down a little bit.
Oh, how crazy. That's insane.
And so the servers, they were, and the manager, whatever, they were talking about the ghost situation and this little girl, and I don't know really how to explain the cup thing, but there was a brass cup, like a Moscow mule, a copper cup, that was just on one ring, and it was just swerving and swaying for what, got a couple minutes, 3.5, 4 minutes with nobody touching it, and they videoed it. I mean, it's on video, and how does that just happen?
Yeah,
You know?
especially when none of the other cups are moving.
Yeah.
It's not like a breeze, it's not like a draft.
And if somebody touched it, it would go on for maybe 20, 30 seconds.
Yes.
Friction should have
Right.
stopped it after.
Yeah, exactly.
25
Friction should have
seconds.
stopped it, but it just kept going and going and going, and that again to me was, it was significant. You know, like
Yeah, that
something's
is
going on here.
significant.
Yeah, go down there and check it out.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Into it.
So I walked in here.
Well, the other day, one of those ladders just fell down the stairs all on its own. Seriously? Like tipped over and fell down.
And as soon as I got right here, I would be like, oh my gosh. And it would just freak me out. All the hair would stand on my arm, and I'd be scared to death. I would feel like I'm walking through a presence. There was a temperature change, and I as a skeptic, I'm like freaked out, right? Because I didn't believe in ghosts really at all.
Oh, yeah, like this? With his head down like that?
That's true. That's actually.
And it's always the same post.
Yeah,
From what
always that
the
one.
analysis was, yes, they all said the same story. But right here is where I had my experience of, I don't want to say bad or evil, but it freaked me out.
Yep.
And then I'd walk out here and it would be gone. Come on, guys. Don't be scared.
Hey, there's somewhere to go.
All beds with the other one. All right. This right here is the tunnel.
Yeah, see, it's just had a gate over it.
When you worked at Penny's, there was like a gate right here.
There was like a little gate thing, I think. It was leaking.
There's like a whole little sewer swamp down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that corner right there, I can't tell if that's just like a dip or an extruding piece of.
Oh gosh, I saw your shadow move over there.
I did. Very fitting phone background. Let me make right now.
So
I'm gonna sit on that pipe and you guys can take a picture.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so we have utilities. These is going to be higher. So we have one water line here, and then this is going to be in the utility. This is actually in the alley, and this is a sewer line. And then up here is the main water line. And then if you go to the very back and up, then you're really in the next building. And there's yeah, you don't want to know about that. And I wouldn't stand there either. That is like a direct, soul-chasing, jump-loving, hateful.
shut
love.
up.
Like, so there's another one here. Okay.
We've got another one over there too,
Yep.
in the back.
This is into the abyss.
This is where.
And then over here on this side,
Yeah, behind here,
yeah.
we've got another one.
And this one sucks because this one's like real scary. Follow me.
I was about to like hide in the boiler room with my hair over my face. So Canadian. Ring style.
Yeah.
That one goes way
Oh,
There's eyeballs. See those eyeballs?
no, there's not
Oh, they
eyeballs.
just,
There are not
they just
eyeballs.
turned away.
But there were never eyeballs.
There was like reflections of
Do
eyeballs.
you see how bad of a liar he is?
Hey, can you put
So
your
where does
collar-
that go?
So this is another tunnel that's, oops.
I'm really disoriented down here as far as directions.
So this goes under the road, under Front Street.
Oh, okay.
So this is actually just goes to the front of the building, and it's for utilities. As you can see, we got all the pipes that go up there and then feed whatever we're doing up there.
I'll walk through it.
And you're gonna have to crawl, but go ahead. See up front.
It's really gross.
It goes for days.
Someone's gonna have to
What if something grabs you?
Nothing's gonna grab me.
Hey,
If something grabs me, I want to die.
Go rolling.
anyways, so
And then the boiler.
She wants to die on camera.
Yes.
Come on, kids, follow me. This is the original boiler that comes with the place, right? Well, it's been converted to gas, obviously. But we will show the boiler.
Heavens, this is like, oh my gosh, just like the Burbs, like that.
Like, you know the furnace that's on Home Alone?
Yeah, and the Burbs,
Yeah, that's
the
what-
Burbs
that's-
has
yeah.
one of these too, like
It's scary.
Oh, it's dusty.
Yeah. And as you can see, it's old and huge, and it was kind of the original coal boiler where you shovel coal in here.
Or a body.
Or a body, which don't mind them. I mean, it's Halloween. I mean,
It's right.
it's all right. Right. So this is where our the cooks that we. Oh, hey, am I camera? I'm just kidding.
This is where we cook the.
This is where we cook the cooks.
And then we got
Like Lisa just said, this is the original coal chute. So that was the coal boiler, right?
the original
since,
coal chutes back there.
we've got a little storage going on here, but you can see above that. This is an old coal chute.
All right. It was really warm in this one.
So now that you've got all of us strangers down here, you'll probably have extra activity.
Well, you never know. We have a girl
Yep,
that
probably
used
remembers
to work
me.
here that
Like-
we would. She would
Oh,
have
yeah,
like
totally.
she would run something on her phone that spirits could pick words from if they wanted to. We would run that when we closed, and we would just get random words all the time. They would we just set it on the bar while you're rolling silverware, and somebody would go upstairs to drop off their reports, and it would say ceiling because somebody went upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Or and it was just weird, and we would run it all the time, and it would have valid words on there, not just random crap.
Things that actually made sense.
Yeah, things that would make sense. So if you were going upstairs, they would say ceiling, or it was just
Oh,
kind of
that's
strange.
crazy.
Yep. So this is the basement.
Crazy.
The basement.
Close your incinerator over there.
Oh yeah. The incinerator.
We actually had one of those
Crematorium.
at the state hospital.
Mm-hmm. Scary.
Schofield's had a crematorium.
Well, no, we just had an incinerator, not a crematorium. That's
But,
for, that's for
but they
people.
did. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Victoria. All right. I'm scared.
Thanks so much for having us here. That was really special to go down there once, and how often, well, especially Cindy's never been down there. She's a newbie to this.
Down there.
And so it was a great opportunity for her, and we really appreciate you letting us come out here and
Anytime.
interview you. And I know that your schedule's tight, but you made it work somehow.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
appreciate you doing this for us.
Well, let's do it again because there's going to be more stuff here, and I'd love to report it.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, we'll have to do a follow up.
Follow up.
Yeah. All right.
Suds
Thanks so much.
2.0.
Yeah, Suds 2.0 coming to a theater near you.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Cindy. What did you think of that?
So it's always fun hanging out with Travis.
Always a blast.
And we got to have Charlie, his daughter, and Lisa's manager, and they have so many fun stories, and of course they love to tease Travis.
They do.
I am a little disappointed we didn't have any interaction from this ghost today, but that's probably a good thing because I probably would have had an accident. But I'm ready for Suds 2.0.
Yeah.
Let's
Travis,
do it.
Travis has invited us to do a Suds 2.0 and invite some people and have a little sleepover kind of a thing
come
over
at
here.
night and see what happens. There's lots of cool stories here, and
Yeah.
it'd be neat to really have that interaction experience those things. I mean, if you're a believer,
Yes.
most people don't have the experiences to go along with it. They
Sure.
believe. And to have those experiences would actually be really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I've had some, you know, at least kind of creepy stuff happen when I've been here in the past, when I used to work here, you know, 30 years ago. But yeah, I'm kind of like you. I kind of was like, oh, I kind of want to feel a little something, see a little something, you know. But it is good to see for myself that the tunnels are not open, you know, because it's a concern. You think of people running around there, and we've heard the rumors, all of us, about people living in the tunnels.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly, that's not
No,
possible.
everything is completely blocked off and secured. Like, there's no way you could get into those tunnels in any way.
No. So that's just a rumor. It's a myth. We've dispelled that one. But Suds is clearly, it has a few ghosts in it.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And Travis is a spirit all his own.
Very free spirit. So, but I really do appreciate you coming on with me today.
My
it
pleasure.
was a lot of fun. And
lot
I'm
of
sad
fun.
that Gina couldn't come. But, you know,
Suds 2.0.
Suds 2.0. Hopefully she can make it. But we really appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you like this content, please like it, share it.
And come visit Suds. Have
Come visit
some dinner
Suds.
and a beer or a root beer.
Yeah.
And hopefully pretty soon they're going to have some live music back down here and enjoy that music. And I think they mentioned maybe a comedy show coming up.
Yeah, that
So-
would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, enjoy our hometown businesses.
That's right. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
No,
zombies.
because
I'm like waiting for the zombie apocalypse, man. That's my time to shine.
not one, two, no.
And
Yes.
they're fast.
Yes.
Those little buggers are like whoopity snip, and I'm like, no, I don't want those. I want the slow zombies.
I swear to you, if there were zombies in the tumble. Zombies in the tunnel might be one of the scariest things of all time, because where are you going to go?
There's nowhere to go.
Aliens, monsters, zombies, killers. You don't want to be in the tunnels at all. Oh gosh, the forest. I can't even talk about the forest. And murderers, you know, like, I swear to you.
Ex-murderers.
Yes, they just hide behind the trees. In the dark, it's like right over there. You do not even know. Plus bears, coyote, and you're sleeping in a tent?
I don't want to talk because Travis does enough for everybody.
Big bucks, no whammies. Bing, bada boom. Ah, whammies. So funny. Wasn't that a great trip downstairs? That was so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Restart. I feel like blood is dripping. Souls are all around me. Carol Ann, stay away from the lights.
Tell me to go into the light.
Why wasn't this kid mic'd up?
We can pretend right there, Charlie.
You can edit. Lisa sometimes is inappropriate.
Okay.